I remember the first time he looked at me like I was the only person in the world. It was the way he smiled when I caught his hand that made me believe in forever. "We'll build a life, just you and me," he whispered that night. I believed him. I still want to believe him. But lately, things have shifted. There's a distance between us I can't ignore. Last week, I asked him, "Why have you been coming home so late?" He shrugged, not meeting my eyes. "Work's been crazy. You know how it is." But I do know, and I don't buy it. The phone buzzes more now, the screen lighting up with names I don't recognize. He silences it when I enter the room, his whole body stiffening. One night, I caught him texting when he thought I was asleep. I don't know why I checked, but something told me to look. The message popped up, just a few words, but enough to make my stomach twist. I stared at it. "Can't wait to see you tonight." My heart stopped. The next morning, I asked him casually, "Hey, who was texting you so late last night?" He looked up, his face calm. "Just a work friend. Nothing to worry about." "Work friend," I repeated, my voice tighter than I wanted. He smiled, a little too easily. "Yeah, just someone from the project." But the way he said it felt like a lie. I wanted to push, to ask more, but I swallowed the questions. Maybe I was overthinking. Maybe I was imagining things. That night, I lay awake listening to his soft breathing beside me. I reached out, hoping for the warmth I used to feel. His arm barely moved. I didn't want to wake him, so I pulled back, feeling colder than the sheets beneath me. A few days later, Megan, my best friend, noticed my mood. Over coffee, she said, "You seem off lately. Is everything okay with you and Mark?" I shook my head. "I don't know. He's different." She frowned. "Different how?" "I don't know if it's just stress or something else. He's distant, secretive. There are these late nights at work, and I catch him texting people I don't know." Megan reached across the table. "Have you talked to him about it?" "I tried, but he brushes it off. Says it's nothing." "Sounds like you're holding a lot inside. You deserve better than to feel like you're chasing shadows." I nodded, but deep down, I didn't know what I deserved anymore. All I knew was the weight in my chest that made it hard to breathe. Then came the night I couldn't hold it in any longer. I was putting laundry away when his phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. I glanced at the screen and froze. "Dinner was amazing tonight, but I wish I was with you instead of stuck here," read the message. My hands trembled. I didn't want to see it, but there it was, glaring back at me in cold black letters. I felt sick, like the floor slipped beneath me. Later that evening, I found him in the living room. He was scrolling through his phone, the glow from the screen lighting up his face. I swallowed hard. "Who was that message from?" He looked up, surprised. "What message?" "The one about dinner. You wishing you were with someone else." He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "It's complicated. Please don't make a big deal out of this." "Complicated," I echoed. "You don't even tell me what's going on anymore." He looked away. "I'm just stressed. Work's a mess and some people..." "Some people?" I cut in. "You mean someone you're seeing?" "No." His voice was sharper than I expected. "I'm not cheating on you." But the words felt hollow. "Then why won't you tell me who she is?" I demanded, my voice breaking. "I'm protecting you," he said softly, but it didn't comfort me. I bit my lip, holding back tears. "I don't want protection. I want honesty." He shook his head. "You're reading too much into things." "Maybe," I whispered, but my heart told me otherwise. The next day, I tried to convince myself I was wrong. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding. Maybe I was letting my fears take over. But then, at work, I overheard a conversation between Mark and a colleague. They laughed about a date he had last weekend. My stomach dropped. My mind raced. I called Megan immediately. "I heard something today. I think Mark's lying." "Did you ask him?" I tried, but he shuts me down every time. Ali, she said gently, you have to protect yourself. Don't wait for him to come clean. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of doubt and pain. Every smile he gave me felt like a mask. Every touch, a lie. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at his face in the dark. The man I married was still there, but so was a stranger who held secrets. My phone buzzed. Another message. Can't. Stop thinking about you. I stared at the screen, tears falling silently. I wanted to scream, to break something, but all I did was sit there, shattered and alone. I don't know what's coming next. If this is the end or the beginning of something I can't yet understand. All I know is the cracks beneath the surface are growing, and I'm scared of what they'll reveal. I've been watching him, not in a crazy way, or at least I try not to be. But every time he looks away when I speak, every time his phone buzzes and he hides it, my heart sinks a little more. Last night, I asked, "Where were you after work? You didn't come straight home." He shrugged, eyes fixed on the TV. Got caught up with some friends. Nothing important. Friends? You mean the ones I don't know about? I tried to keep my voice steady, but it cracked. He didn't answer. I bit my lip. "Mark, please talk to me." He finally glanced at me, his expression unreadable. "It's just work stuff. I'm tired." Tired of what? Pretending everything's fine? I whispered, the anger bubbling beneath my skin. He sighed, rubbing his forehead. "I'm doing my best. Stop making this harder." But it was already hard. Impossible. Megan called me the next day. "How are things? You sound drained." "I'm hanging," I said. "He's shut down. Doesn't want to talk." "Have you told him how it feels? That you're scared?" "I've tried. He just gets defensive or quiet." She paused. "That silence hurts more, doesn't it?" "Yeah. It's like I'm invisible. In my own home." "Don't let it break you, Ali. You deserve better." Her words meant everything, but I felt stuck, trapped in this silent storm. That night, I sat alone on the couch, his chair empty beside me. The house was too quiet, and my thoughts too loud. I kept replaying our last conversation. "Why won't you tell me what's going on?" I'd asked. He'd shrugged again. Nothing to tell. But I saw it in his eyes. Secrets. Walls I couldn't climb. I grabbed his phone when he left the room, heart pounding. Scrolling, I found photos. Not innocent ones. Pictures of him with her, close, laughing, touching. I dropped the phone like it burned me. "How could you?" I whispered to the empty room. "Why?" The next morning, I confronted him. I saw the photos. He didn't deny it, just looked away. "Who is she?" I demanded. "A mistake," he said, voice low. "A mistake," I laughed bitterly. "This is betrayal." He said nothing, and I realized words wouldn't fix this. I called Megan again. "I'm broken." "No, Ali, you're stronger than you think." But strength felt miles away. Every night, tears came unbidden. I'd lie awake, heart aching, mind racing. Why me? What did I do wrong? I'd ask myself, over and over. Megan tried to reach me. "Let me help. Don't shut me out." "I'm scared I'll fall apart," I admitted. "No, you won't. I'm here." Her voice was a lifeline, but still, the storm inside me raged. One afternoon, I overheard Mark on the phone, whispering sweet words to someone else. My chest tightened. Later, he said, "I'm sorry if I hurt you." "Sorry isn't enough," I snapped. He looked hurt. "I'm trying. Trying isn't fixing this," I said, tears threatening. He left the room, and I sat alone with my broken heart. That night, I stared at our wedding photo, smiling, hopeful. I whispered, "What happened to us?" The silence answered back. Don't know how long I sat there, feeling lost and angry, but I knew one thing. I couldn't pretend anymore. I couldn't take it anymore. The silence, The lies, the coldness. I needed answers, and I needed them now. Mark, I said one night, my voice shaking but firm. We need to talk, right now. He looked up from his phone, surprised. What's this about? Don't play dumb, I snapped. I know about her. The messages, the photos. He froze, eyes wide. I don't know what you're talking about. I laughed bitterly, tears threatening. Don't lie to me. I saw everything. How long? He looked away. It was a mistake, just once. A mistake, I spat, the word tasting like poison. You lied to my face for weeks. How could you? He sighed, rubbing his temple. It didn't mean anything. I was stressed. You wouldn't understand. Stress? I scoffed. Cheating is your idea of handling stress. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't want to hurt you. But you did, I cried. You broke everything. How do you expect me to just forget? He was quiet for a moment, then said, I never wanted to lose you. Then why did you do it? Because I'm human, he said softly. I made a stupid choice. I shook my head, disbelief flooding me. A stupid choice that shattered my world. He reached out, but I pulled back. Don't, I warned. I can't trust you anymore. His eyes darkened. You're overreacting. No, I'm not. My voice cracked. I loved you. I trusted you. And you threw it all away. He looked tired, worn. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Sorry isn't enough. I took a shaky breath. How do you expect me to feel? To look at you and not see a stranger? He hesitated, then whispered, I don't know. I trusted you, I said, voice breaking. I believed in us. And I ruined it, he admitted. Tears spilled down my cheeks. You didn't just ruin it. You destroyed me. He tried to comfort me. Please, let's work this out. No. I shook my head, anger boiling. You need to understand the damage you've done. He looked hurt, defensive. I'm trying to fix it. Trying isn't enough. You broke my heart. I love you, he said. I laughed, bitter and hollow. Love doesn't hurt like this. Then what do you want me to do? I want the truth, I said, voice low but fierce. No more lies, he swallowed hard. I can't take it back. Then how do we move forward? He didn't answer. I don't know if I can forgive you, I whispered. His shoulders slumped. I'm sorry. Sorry, I repeated, voice filled with rage and heartbreak. That word won't fix this. He reached for me again. Please, I pulled away. Not yet. We sat in silence, the space between us heavier than ever. I need time, I said finally. To think, to heal. He nodded. Take all the time you need. I wanted to believe him. But the trust was gone. That night, I cried until I couldn't breathe, mourning the man I loved and the one who betrayed me. I can't stop thinking about it. Every word, every look, every lie. I keep replaying our confrontation over and over in my head. Why did you do it? I hear myself asking again, like a broken record. He never gave me a real answer. The nights are the worst. I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, heart pounding. I try to sleep, but my mind won't let me. I catch myself scrolling through his phone when he's not around. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help it. Who was that? I whisper, reading his messages again. Just a friend, he said, but the words don't ring true anymore. I stalk through every text, every call, searching for clues. I want to know everything. Who she is, how long it's been going on, what I didn't see. My phone buzzes. It's Megan. Hey, Ali, how are you holding up? I don't reply, she calls. I let it go to voicemail. The guilt eats me alive. Why aren't you answering? She asks in her messages. I'm fine, I type, but I don't mean it. I push her away because I don't want to admit how broken I feel. My friends try to pull me out of this darkness, but I'm drowning in it. One afternoon, Megan shows up at my door. Ali, please talk to me. I open my mouth to scream, to tell her I'm fine, but the words catch in my throat. Instead, I let the tears fall. I don't know who I am anymore, I confess. She hugs me, and for a moment, I feel a flicker of warmth. But the house feels cold, empty. He's here, but it's like he's not. I catch his scent lingering in the air, and it twists my stomach. I sit by the window, staring out, lost in memories. Our wedding day. Do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? The officiant asked. Yes, I whispered, heart full of hope. Now that hope feels like a cruel joke. I whispered to myself, how could I be so blind? The vows we exchanged haunt me, to love and to cherish, in sickness and in health. What kind of love leaves you shattered? I rage silently. I blame myself. Maybe I wasn't enough. Maybe I missed the signs. But anger bubbles beneath the surface, ready to explode. Why him? Why not me? I scream inside. I skip meals. Food tastes like ash. I avoid mirrors. I don't want to see this broken woman staring back. One night, I confront him again. Do you still love me? I ask. He looks away. I don't know. The words cut deeper than any knife. I collapse into tears. I'm losing myself, I admit. He says nothing. Days blur into nights. I can't focus. Work suffers. Friends drift away. I'm here if you need me, Megan says, but I'm too far gone. The obsession consumes me. I check his phone again. More lies. More secrets. I spiral deeper. I want to scream, to run, to disappear, but I'm trapped, alone. I caught my reflection one morning and barely recognized the woman staring back. Tired eyes, disheveled hair, and a face etched with pain. But I was still here, still breathing. Somehow, that flicker of life sparked something inside me. I muttered to myself, enough. Later that day, I told Megan, I'm done being a victim. She smiled, relief washing over her face. That's the first step. I booked an appointment with a therapist. Sitting in that sterile office, I told her everything. The lies, the heartbreak, the emptiness. She listened without judgment. Setting boundaries is crucial, she said. You deserve respect. I nodded, realizing I'd let him control my emotions for too long. That evening, I told Mark firmly, I'm not your doormat. I'm taking back my life. He looked surprised, maybe even scared. I'm seeing someone, I said. A therapist, and I'm gathering everything. Every lie, every secret. He scoffed. What do you plan to do with that? Protect myself. Fight for my dignity. Megan and I started making plans. We'll get through this, she promised. I started exercising, eating better, forcing myself out of the dark hole. Some days were harder than others. Mark tried to charm me. Can we start over? I shook my head. Not like this. I caught myself smiling again when Megan joked, You're stronger than you think. I felt it growing inside me, the will to heal, to fight back. One night, I whispered to my reflection, I'm coming back. I put on my best smile every morning, the one that says everything's fine when it's not. Mark looks at me, tries to read me, but I keep my mask perfect. Good morning, I say, voice steady. He nods, eyes wary. Behind the scenes, I'm quietly dismantling the world he built on lies. At dinner, I drop a casual comment. Did you tell your sister about the business trip last week? His fork pauses mid-air. What do you mean? Oh, I thought she knew. I sip my wine slowly. Funny how she mentioned you were in town last weekend. His face tightens. I smile inside. I'll call Megan later. They're starting to talk. She laughs. You're a genius. I meet with my therapist. It's hard to stay calm. She nods. Use that calm. It's your weapon. I join an art class, something I loved before. Painting colours bleed. Back into my life. Old friends call, and I answer. I'm not alone anymore. Mark tries to charm me. Can we fix this? I shrug. Cool. I'm not sure what there is to fix. He glares. Don't play games. I'm not playing. My eyes steel. I'm waiting. The house feels colder. He paces, nervous. I catch him glancing at his phone, hesitant now. Whispers float through the family gatherings. Is everything okay? I'm fine, I say, voice firm. Inside, I feel a spark growing, strength born from pain. One night, I tell Megan. He's losing control. She smiles. Good, I tell Mark. I know your secrets. He flinches. You're crossing a line. No, I say softly. I'm taking mine back. The house buzzed with chatter and laughter. Our family gathering was supposed to be a celebration, but I had a storm inside me, ready to break loose. I stood, clearing my throat. Silence fell. I have something to say, I began, heart pounding. Something you all deserve to hear. Mark's eyes locked on me, panic flickering. I pulled out my phone, the screen glowing with messages, photos, proof of his betrayal. I found these, I said, voice steady. This isn't just about him and me anymore. It's about trust, about respect. Murmurs spread like wildfire. Mark tried to interrupt. Ali, please, it's not what it looks like. But no one listened. His sister's eyes widened. Is this true? He stammered. I made a mistake. More than one, I replied quietly. The room shifted. I saw the disbelief, the hurt, not just mine anymore. Mark's world crumbled. He turned to me, desperation in his voice. Can we fix this? I shook my head. No, not now. I stood tall, feeling a calm I hadn't known in months. This was my moment, my truth. And finally, my justice. The house feels different now, lighter, quiet, but not empty. I've closed that chapter, the one filled with lies and heartbreak. Not because he fell, but because I rose. One morning, I caught my reflection again. This time, I saw strength. Scars, yes, but a fierce light in my eyes. I told Megan, I'm ready to live for me. She smiled. You always were. I started small. Morning runs, painting, reconnecting with old friends. Remember who you are, my therapist reminded me. Not who he made you feel. I'm learning to love myself again. One night, Mark called. Ali, can we talk? I paused, then said, I'm healing, and I'm not yours to break anymore. He was silent. I whispered, I'm free. The future feels uncertain, but it's mine to shape. I closed the door behind me, stepping into the light.